cleaner air in a place you spend a lot of time.
Hi Sharks, my name is Dr. Arjen de Jong. I'm a Dutch aerospace engineer and I live in New York City. I am here seeking $400,000 in exchange for 4% of my company, Air Tulip. First of all, let's say hi to Jim over there.
Hi, Jim.
What up, Jim? Let's have a better look at Jim. Wow.
Where are you going, Jim?
Air pollution. It's everywhere, outside and even inside. There's no escaping. Dust, smoke, pet hair, dander, allergens. They're all around us. This is what it would look like if you could see that bad air we all breathe. Now, even with air purifiers and filters, the air in your room is only marginally improved. And there's not much you can do about that, unless you lived in a medical or industrial clean room. Until now. Introducing Air Tulip. Air Tulip is a headboard for a bed that creates a bubble of complete uncontaminated air right where you sleep.
Wow.
No particles, no allergens, just pure clean air for a perfect night's sleep. Think of it as your own personal clean zone. We have created a controlled, structured flow in layers. The headboard is whisper quiet, and you don't feel any draft, but it has a huge cleaning power. Over 1,000 times cleaner right there. We have measured and demonstrated an improved sleep quality by removing asthma and allergy triggers. So, Sharks, let's clear the air. Who would like to invest in Air Tulip? We'll switch this off. We'll say bye to Jim.
We are back with another Shark Tank breakdown. I am your host, Dave, a 10-year intellectual property attorney dealing with everything from trademarks, copyrights, trade secrets, as well as patents. And hey, I'm excited about this one. I just know, and I don't watch these things beforehand. I watch it in real time to get my raw and honest, authentic reaction. And I just know that this thing has some patents associated with it. I actually kind of worked on a number of patents that kind of dealt with kind of beds and kind of different features and functions of beds. So I think that's pretty cool where you have the headboard that kind of creates this bubble so that you're not kind of breathing in dust and things like that as you're sleeping. I think that's pretty cool. You have to let me know if you agree with me on that. But let's get down to business. $10 million valuation, 400,000, 4%. I would imagine that he has some sales to justify a $10 million valuation. Dr. Jong, the three things that I look for, plus the one for those of you who are joining us for the first time, is how simple is it? Seems like it's pretty simple for the user. How effective is it? A lot of times that's kind of based on sales and reviews, but it seems like they did some testing, and this kind of does away with triggers when you're sleeping as it relates to asthma and some things like that. And like I said, we'll learn more as far as the sales and the reviews of the product. And then what's the market like? Now, obviously, it's a lot of purification systems that he kind of talked about, and a lot of stuff that's out there as it relates to at the room level. But you being able to kind of create this bubble around your head as you're sleeping, I have not seen that. So even though it's kind of the market has a lot of stuff out there with regards to what he's doing, I think I haven't seen anything. Let me know if you guys have seen something in the comment section. So I don't know. I like where we're going so far with this one. And then the IP. Like I said, I know it's patents, and I would imagine that Lori is going to be the one to ask about the patents. And then I was kind of doing, as he was doing his pitch, I looked at the trademarks. He does have a trademark for Air Tulip, so he is protecting the trademarks. Again, I'm going to bet that he's protecting the patents on this one. $10 million valuation. Let's go and see whether or not he gets a deal. And then another housekeeping item, a few housekeeping items. Please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Please hit the subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. I just came out with an ebook it's called Got IP. That link is going to be in the description section. I'm not going to talk too much about it outside of saying, hey, me as a 10-year intellectual property practitioner, I've kind of gained some things based on my experiences that I'm talking about in a book, going from creating and having an idea all the way up to monetizing off your product. And I've interviewed over 100 plus guests on my channel, many of whom have been on Shark Tank. So I'm kind of confirming my points or principles or hammering them home based on those stories that I've had gathered just kind of throughout the different interviews that I've done over the years. So definitely go check out that. That link is in the description section. With all that being said, let's kind of get back to it and see if this gentleman gets an idea. I think it's pretty cool. Let's go.
Bye, Jim.
Hi, Jim. Can I hear that? I want to hear it.
So let's come into the bed and experience it.
Okay.
Go jump in bed, Kevin.
Is this thing on now?
It's on right now. You can feel the air going through here. We got industrial grade HEPA filters and active carbon filters and pre-filters.
I don't feel air hitting my dome of desire. That's good. I don't hear anything. It's very, very quiet. And you're telling me I'm being protected.
Yeah.
How does it go into the headboard?
It's all in this unit.
Okay, so I need to use your headboard then.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
So
the patent.
it begs the question, right? There are tabletop, floor standing. There's all sorts of air cleaners
Yep.
with HEPA filters, etc. You could put it next to your bed.
Why is it better in the headboard?
A air purifier has a clean filter, but it doesn't clean the entire room. Dust stays in the room, gets picked up, deposited. The room itself will still have the particles. It doesn't get fully cleaned.
How much is it, Aaron?
$3,000.
Wow, that's
Jeez.
a lot.
$3,000.
$3,000. So we started with a crowdfunding campaign of all things. With a $3,000 product, we sold 100 of these for over $2,000.
How much did you raise?
We raised $200,000.
What does it cost you to make it?
The bomb currently at 100 units is a $1,000 bomb, 500 to labor, so 1,500 cost of goods sold. So right now, I'm already net positive at a 50% margin.
Forget the crowdfunding for a second. What are your sales?
We just finished the product. We're just setting up the shop right now. That's why I'm here with you guys.
Oh, so you have no sales, Aaron.
No sales beyond the crowdfunding and the previous product.
You're asking $400,000 for 4%, $10 million company, no sales.
Yes. We haven't pushed
Break
any
it down
sales
here, Robert.
because we just finished the board. I like to validate, to see what the clients are.
How much have you invested into this?
I invested $300,000 of my own money in this.
That's not bad.
I got $100,000 from an angel. I got $100,000 from a major VC.
Your total raise is $500,000.
That's not bad. No, that's really, really good, actually, to do
I'm
all this is
I'm
500.
frugal. I know
Yeah.
I'm the expert in the field. We have our own fan technology in there.
Can you do this for cribs, right? And
Oh,
in
that's- I like
hospitals.
that.
And
I
why
like
did you
that.
not
Good
go there
idea, Mark.
first?
I like that.
Right? And in a hospital, you're going to want to do anything you can to keep particles and all the other junk away from them. So why not start there?
The only thing is, FDA routing and clearance is a much longer trek.
You don't need to sell this as a medical device. You can just put it there and say, this is what it does, right?
I noticed that it's hard to get into a large hospital because there's a lot of having to check and measure, and it's a long time skill to get in it.
What are you going to do to sell this to retail?
So-
what have you done? It seems
Yes.
like you're waiting a lot, getting it right versus getting it going.
So we are going to do a multitude of physical presence and digital. So we're going to place this in boutique hotels, clinics first.
You have to follow the path of least resistance, right? Because selling this as a consumer product, you're gonna have to spend a boatload of money in marketing and promotion, and then you have to get it in people's hands. That's why you see like all these different mattress stores and everything, because people have to go in and experience it.
Yes.
Right? So I think the opportunity there is phenomenal. Right? I think your marketing, you really don't understand what it's going to take, so you're kind of flailing about, hoping one of us or somebody can figure it out for you. It's going to cost you so much money to do all that. I just don't see the return, so for those reasons, I'm out.
And as Mark goes out, I do want to kind of stop here really quickly because I think he brings up a number of points. I think, again, I think Dr. Jones talked about him being an aeronautical or aerospace engineer, and it seems like he maybe kind of raised some money from some angel investors. But I think, again, when you're kind of on that technical side of things, that's great. And you can, like I said, be frugal when you understand the technology. But a lot of the times you maybe in terms of the marketing aspect of it, you don't have those that skill set. So that's why a lot of times you see one person as an engineer, one person as a marketer, just because it kind of works well together because you need the technology, but you also need to be able to sell the technology to have a business. And I think that's what Mark was kind of bringing up. Like, okay, you're an engineer. I get it. You kind of understand the tech side of things and how it works and operates and the effectiveness of it. However, the marketing, it seems like you're kind of just kind of waving a magic wand and hoping something works. And again, that's cool. And again, as Mark talked about, I think he's there to try to get one of the sharks that's going to help him out with marketing. So nothing wrong with that, but just understand that as you're going forward in your business, if you're on the engineering side, that technical side of things, you may want to look at maybe having a marketer or somebody helps you sell the product, and then vice versa. If you are a salesman and you're kind of dealing with a product that's more so technical, maybe you want to have an engineer help you out with that. I think both of those go well, and you have a thriving company as a result of it. And then the other thing, I thought Mark gave him some great advice as it relates to the hospitals, the path of least resistance. I've worked with a number of the Lazy Boys and a lot of kind of furniture stores as it relates to their patents and things like that. And those stores have been around. They kind of have things buttoned up, but it takes a long time to be able to kind of get to that point where you have a ton of furniture in the store. People can go try it out, as Mark talked about. When you're starting off, you just don't have that capability to be able to kind of do that, set up your own store, have people come and trying out the product without having to spend a lot of money. I think that's a big reason why Mark is out. To be honest with you, this is something that for me personally, I would either license to one of those Lazy Boys, one of those kind of furniture or bed companies. Again, people are definitely spending thousands of dollars for beds, so I don't think that's a problem. I think he said that the product is $3,000. Again, people are spending $5, $6, $7, $8, up to $10,000 on their bed, and I think if it's something that is kind of providing value to them, I can see people spending thousands of dollars. So I'm okay with that part of it. I just think in terms of how you're going to get this into the hands of the people so that they can try out and test out and see that it works. Again, that can be costly. So for me, I would license it, or like Mark said, path of least resistance, hospitals, something like that. Don't market it as a medical, a medical product or medical device, because you're going to have to go through that FDA route with it. But just say, hey, this kind of creates a dome and helps you, like a purification system, helps you kind of breathe better and go from there and let people do what they want to do with it. So that's my 2 cents on that one. Let's get back to it and see if this gentleman gets to deal with one of the other sharks. Let's go.
You got to go where people have the need. I think you're really going to struggle from a consumer perspective. I don't see the path to market.
One thing, though, is...
And your valuation is crazy. I'm out.
I can't picture a consumer buying it. It's too expensive. It's a hard sell, and I don't think you're going to be able to sell it really into the general market, so I'm out.
All right.
It's too early for me. I appreciate everything you've done because it seems smart and brilliant and a really good product. But you're just so early for me. I'm sorry. I'm out.
All right.
All rose.
You know, Doctor, I'm choking on your valuation and the fact you have no marketing plan. It's not a small amount of money. $400,000 is a lot of money, but I love it and I would buy it. So you've made a sale here today, and I'm definitely going to use it because I'm a believer. This is a huge risk, okay? I'll make you an offer. I'll give you the $400,000. I want 22.5%. I don't think you're worth more than $2 million. I really don't. You need a partner to explain this to somebody that has a lot of people following them that may be interested in longevity like I am.
Yeah.
22.5%, 400,000.
That's a real big jump for me. Can you do 8%?
No.
8%?
You're close.
No. Look, I'm taking a flyer. You're getting a partner, basically, and my focus will be on figuring out a distribution strategy. The presentation was flawless except for the part, how do I make money? So when I have that kind of risk, I've got to get more. So I think, I'll do 20%.
Take
Wow. It's getting closer.
it. Right.
Would you do 15?
No.
No. I'm gonna stick with it then. I'm gonna be adamant about. I saw what it does for people.
Thank you.
time.
Otherwise, brilliant.
Good luck, Doc.
Thank you all.
Good luck, Doc.
Good luck.
As an engineer and a scientist, I want to make things that make this world a better place. Bring something novel that people don't think is possible, make it possible.
Hey, man, shouts out to the doc for sticking to his guns. Before we pull up the website here, again, I think that's a great point. You have to definitely stick to your guns. But then, I would encourage the doctor, man, you're going to need somebody to help you sell this thing. And whether or not you give them a piece of the equity in the company or you're paying them, you're going to have to get people to buy this thing. Again, we all as engineers, and I'm an engineer. That's my background, mechanical engineering. Ultimately, I went to law school. I'm a patent attorney, do trademarks, other things like that in IP. However, with engineers, they love making stuff, or we love making stuff. However, you have to sell that stuff to make money, and that's how you get a business. If you go around just making stuff all day, you're not selling it, then you're not an entrepreneur. You definitely don't have a business. You're an engineer because you can make stuff and whatnot, solve problems, as the doctor talked about at the end of the pitch. However, you have to be able to kind of sell this thing, and at least kind of, in my opinion, I think he's going to need some help. That's just my take on it. Again, kudos to him for believing in this product to say, okay, I'm not going to take $400,000 for it, 20%. I believe that, I thought the valuation was a little high myself. Maybe he didn't think it was that $2 million. Maybe he thought it was around that $5 million. So again, I'm all okay with betting on yourself, but I think the Sharks, they give you a lot of great advice, great value. And I think one of those things that they talked about pretty much across the board is, hey man, it's going to be tough for you to sell this thing, to be able to get it out there, to be able to kind of have a distribution channel. And I think that's something that, if anything, that Dr. Jones takes from that particular pitch is, okay, I got to go back to the drawing board. They all seem to like the technology. Kevin tried it out. He seems to love it. Like you said, he'll be a user of it. However, you have to be able to kind of get the sales part of it down so you can sell some of the units, especially when you're charging $3,000 for something. So that's kind of my take on thing. I actually still love the licensing plate to one of these mattress companies. But again, that's just me. In any event, again, $3,000 for a headboard is not too shabby. So let's see what the website is looking like. Hey, even though he did not accept the deal, I'm still counting that as 2 for 2 because he actually did get an offer on the product, even though he didn't accept it. He's believing in himself. You see it here. This is hey man, that's a pretty sturdy headboard. Wow. I see why that thing $3,000. Seems like $500 off this weekend only. I mean, look at this headboard. Sheesh. I see why that joint $3,000. Filters and, man, there's a lot goes into that headboard. That's pretty cool technology, though. I actually like this video as well. Oh, that's sweet, man. That's sweet. Let's see if he has the patents at the bottom. Like I said, I would imagine, even though it didn't come up, I would imagine that he has some patents on this thing. I'm not seeing them. Typically, I like to see it at the bottom, whether or not it's pending or it's issued, just to put people on notice that you do have patents on this thing. Let me try to see if I can do oh, there you go. Our patent pending technologies create a clean room grade level environment within seconds, more than 1,000 times cleaner than using an air purifier. So it seems like they have some stuff pending at this point. They don't have it issued. Again, at the bottom, I would like to see patent pending on this thing, just to put people on notice that, hey, we do have a patent pending on it, and kind of go from there. So those are some of my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. This was an interesting one. I think I love the technology. Again, he seems like he's as a scientist, as an engineer, I think aeronautical aerospace engineer, he's definitely a brilliant guy. But I think ultimately the sales part of it is something that he's going to have to get help on, and kind of hopefully he takes that away from this show from the pitch there. So let me know, to the extent that anyone was part of that crowdfunding who purchased it, if you guys got it, let me know how you like it, and try to reach out to this gentleman to see if I can get him on the podcast to talk through his what's the name. Hopefully I can help him provide some marketing and some kind of salesman to his product. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys on the next one. We're 2 for 2 so far. He didn't accept the offer, but he did get an offer. So I'm saying we're 2 for 2, and we'll see you on the third one to see if that third pitch gets a deal.